right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's lesson. So, we're going to be moving into limb six of yoga, which is called Dharana. And basically, Dharana is concentration. So, being able to focus on the present moment, being able to focus on an object, being able to focus on your practice. If you're doing a meditation, being able to focus on whatever drishti you have chosen. And sometimes it can be more than one focal point or more than one drishti. So, another word for dharana is concentration. So, as you can see here, I have placed an anchor as an image on this slide. And the reason that I chose an anchor is because in Dharana, you're going to have something or multiple somethings to serve as an anchor. That anchor can be your breath. It can be a point on the wall if you're practicing asana. It could be an image in your mind or even a mantra that you're repeating over and over as you practice. So, last week we talked about withdrawal of the senses, which is pratyahara. So, withdrawal of the senses is our first step of the contemplative limbs or the limb five. So, our second step of the contemplative limbs is dharana. So, with dharana, you're focusing something that is either external, outside the mind or body, or internal, within your mind or body. In a meditation practice, it's important to have an anchor or multiple anchors to ground yourself so that you do not allow yourself to go off into a daydream, to lose touch with the present moment. We do that all the time. For example, when we're driving, a lot of times from point A to point B, we don't even notice what's between those 2 points because our minds have wandered off, our thoughts have taken over. So, one reason to have this drishti, which is what it's called, is to ground yourself in the present moment. Practicing yoga and meditation is all about staying in the present moment and not allowing yourself to go forward into the future, which can sometimes cause anxiety and worry, or go into the past, which can oftentimes cause regret. So, if we can learn to stay in the present moment, that will help us stay grounded and live a happier life. So, we also talked about the gunas last week, tamas, rajas, and swattva. And we talked about the different types of food that you take in, be it environmental, actual food that we consume through the mouth, or people. So the guna that's balanced and stable is swattva. And your anchor needs to be something that brings a state of calm energy to you, that brings balance to you. If you're drishti or you choose a drishti that is rajasic, it can excite you too much while you're practicing. If it's tamasic, it can depress you. Okay? So even though we withdraw from the outside world, a lot of times external anchors can be helpful. A candle flame can be a helpful anchor. A yantra or a mandala, a piece of artwork, can help us focus. We could listen to music that can help us focus. So let's look at some of the many different types of drishtis that we can use during our practice. Let me see if I can get this to move. There we go. All right, so let me clear my screen about the marks. Okay, so an example of an external anchor, like I said, is a candle flame, a mantra or a rhythm, or a mandala. Examples of internal anchors can be your breath. You can do a body scan where you focus on tensing and relaxing different parts of your body. An image in your mind, it can be a religious icon or image. It can be a picture of a peaceful place in your mind. Or it can be a mantra or a poem that you recite quietly in your mind. So a Bible verse, a hymn, a mantra like I am present. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Those are all mantras. So there are all kinds of mantras that you could recite. So a mantra is a word or phrase repeated over and over. You can either do it out loud or you can do it in your mind. It can be something as simple as inhale, exhale. And like I said, a Bible verse or even a simple poem. It can be religious, spiritual, secular. There are rhythms that are designed specifically to link with the breath. I've put a link on here for you to listen to some. For an external anchor, you can lock your gaze into a candle flame, a religious figure, a picture of a religious figure. Um, I think that I've got some images of a mandala linked in for you to look, or a yantra. I don't remember exactly what my links are there for, but I'm sure that they can show you what they are, give you a visual. And these objects can often bring a sense of calm. All right, whoops, let's go back. All right, you can create an image of someone or something pleasant, somebody who brings you peace. It can be a grandparent, it could be a good friend. So there are many types of anchors, and you want to choose one that's spot pick. All right. Obviously, you don't want to pick the boyfriend or girlfriend you broke up with last week, or the ones that broke up with you, or music that makes you feel uncomfortable. All right, my friends. So, one metaphor that we can use to describe Dharana, or the nature of the mind, is that of a rushing river. So, if you think of the river as your mind, the ever present and dynamic movement of the water is like the thoughts in your mind. So, meditation is not about having no thoughts. We're going to have thoughts. So, oftentimes you might hear that meditation is clearing your mind. Very few people, if any, are able to clear their minds. What you want to do is you want to pay attention to your thoughts, notice when you are thinking, notice the kinds of thoughts that you're having, and then bring yourself back to that anchor that you have established, or those two or three anchors that you have established. So, mindfulness and meditation are about noticing the thoughts without judgment, noticing when our minds begin to wander. And then, when we become aware of these thoughts manifesting in our mind, letting them go, and then returning to our anchor, the breath, the candle flame, the yantra, the mandala, the mantra, whatever drishti you're using. And you have to think of yourself as climbing out of that rushing river of thought. Let's say you're caught up in the water. If you climb out of the water and sit on the bank and watch the water rushing by, that is a metaphor for meditation. You're simply observing without judging and getting caught up in your thoughts. I hope that metaphor helps. So the next steps. All right, so in our last lesson, to withdraw the senses, we've learned about the three-part Durga breath. We've learned about the bee breath. And these can all help us withdraw. We're going to learn two meditation practices which offer tangible anchors. The first is a body scan, and the second one is a Gata. Gata is my absolute favorite meditation. And there's a link that you can use. Let's see if we can move on. All right. So preparing for contemplative practices. This little bad boy here, the cell phone, is a big distraction. So regardless of which person you're expecting to text, social media, anything like that, put it away. If you want to play music as your drishti, play music, but don't use your phone. All right. Find a quiet, private place free of distraction. You can sit in a chair. You can sit cross-legged on the floor. You can place a bolster or yoga block under your sits bones to raise your hips above your legs and your knees to help you be more comfortable. You can lie down, but be aware that you may become sleepy. So if you do, maybe get up and move, choose another position. You can even stand for meditation. Turn off all media and electronics unless you're using music for your drishti. And turn down lights and other stimuli that can be distracting, such as your dishwasher, dryer, etc. So all of those things can cause a problem. All right, so in your lesson, I have included a body scan meditation. I'm not going to play that for you right now. You can simply watch it and practice it. And I think, yeah. And then we have a instructional video that I made an audio for you to practice the Gata meditation. So you have two new meditations this week, and I hope that you like them. I hope that one can be helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Enjoy your practice, and let's see if there's anything else. Yes, final thoughts. Concentration is the second step in contemplative mindfulness practices. Choose a swathik anchor that can help calm and balance you. Remember the metaphor of the river. The body scan meditation uses different parts of the body and the breath. So those are internal dristis or anchors. And the guided meditation uses a meditation poem. And we're going to write a meditation poem soon. It'll be fun. All right. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy.